Good day. In today's video, we are going to be looking at toddler nutrition. Toddler nutrition. Toddlers are growing children, being that they are growing children. Um, a balanced diet is sacrosanct. They need to have a balanced diet. That's a diet that contains all the basic nutrients. There should be an even distribution and even inclusion of things like carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, fats and oils, and of course water. But however, since they are growing children, we need to look at two main parts of that group, two main components of that group: foods that are good for the brain and foods that are good for the bones. For toddlers, these are very essential. They are learning children and also children who move around a lot. So these two main types of foods, it's important that they have a lot of them. Not too much anyway, but at least we need to highlight those two sets of foods. Foods that are good for the brain. Among them, I made a list of them. I'll be calling the list as we go on. But the first one on the list is eggs. I'd like to dwell on eggs a bit. Eggs are very important. Eggs are important because they have a special kind of protein that helps children to concentrate. Now, being that some toddlers are already at the age where they are in school, I'm sure we don't need to stress why it's important that they concentrate while they are in school. So eggs are an important part of what we call brain food. It's very important for them as well to have eggs, lots of eggs. Not too much, but they should not be missing. Eggs should not be missing in the diet because it contains a special kind of protein that helps them concentrate. I made a list of them. There are others on the list: yogurt, greens, fish. When it comes to fish, I recommend mackerel. I recommend mackerel. Mackerel is the one that we commonly call scumbia in our local parlance. A lot of people avoid mackerel because it's oily. They think because it's oily, it's not healthy, but that is wrong. It's one of the best fishes you can have your child eat. The oil is very good for the child, and it's very good brain food, very good heart food as well. Then yogurt is also a very good brain food. As for these things like yogurt that you cannot produce by yourself, most of the time you have to buy yogurt as a processed foods. You must check and make sure that what you're giving your child is actually yogurt and not a yogurt flavored drink. Part of what you need to do as a parent is to be observant. Most processed foods have the ingredients written on them. You need to check to make sure that you are giving your child actual yogurt and not just a yogurt flavored drink. Always check the contents, the ingredients in whatever you are giving your child, not just for yogurt, but for any processed foods that you are giving your child. Other brain foods are nuts, ground nuts. A lot of toddlers like snacking a lot. Like snacking a lot. A parent, to be a responsible and a productive parent, it's better you give them things like nuts to snack on instead of biscuit and sweets. Give them nuts, ground nuts to snack on. It's a very good snack. However, you must supervise toddlers when they are eating grains or grain-like foods because they are all choking hazards. Some parents don't even allow their children to have grains. Grains are foods like rice, beans, popcorn, and groundnuts. They are choking hazards for toddlers. So you need to supervise them when you are giving, as much as they are good for them, they are nutritious for them. You should supervise them whenever they are having grains. When they're having granules. Granules are a very good thing to give them when they ask for biscuits because they like them. They like granules a lot. So give them granules, but make sure you supervise them while they're eating them so they don't lie down while eating them or talk too much while eating them because grains are a choking hazard for toddlers. We are still under brain foods. Other brain foods include apples, oranges, tomatoes, and guava. While they are eating guava, so guava has seeds that are grain-like, and so you must also be watchful while you are having them eat guava. You must supervise them. They're very good brain foods, but You must supervise them while they are eating these ones. Then we'll now go into foods that are good for the bones. Children move around a lot, toddlers move around a lot, and so the risk for broken bones while they are playing is high, and hence they need foods that are rich in calcium, and other foods that strengthen bones to help them build good bones as well, strong bones. Among foremost in that group is milk. Milk is something you need to give your children very, very often, very, very often. But you also have, in this case, to check and make sure that what you're giving your child is actually milk. There are a lot of products out there that that they sell as milk that are not really milk. Field milk, for instance, there are very many big brands selling field milk. Field milk is not milk. Field milk is essentially reconstituted vegetable oil. But a lot of people don't know this. They buy field milk and they give their children, and they think they are getting milk, but it is not really milk. What your child needs is full cream milk, also known as whole milk. There are a lot of big brands that are selling whole milk, full cream milk. That is what your children should be getting. Field milk is not milk. They sell it as milk, but it's not milk. Whole milk or full cream milk is what your child should be getting, but not before they turn 1 year old. Children below a year old, it's not very good for them to have full cream milk. It's not good. Their system can't process it very well. Their body cannot process it very well. So, but after a year old, about a year and 6 months, they can have full cream milk regularly, a couple of times a week is good for them to have milk. Make sure what you are giving your child is actually milk and not milk flavored products, and not field milk. Definitely don't give your child field milk. Even in some cases they are fortified, so they can sometimes pass as milk. But I wouldn't advise you give your child anything that is not full cream milk. It's a bone food. It's very good for the bones. It contains a lot of calcium, so it should be given to toddlers. Other bone building foods, I made a list of them here. We have okra, sardines, fish bone. They should be supervised also when eating fish bones. Fish bone is a choking hazard, so children should be supervised while having fish bones. Soya beans, cheese, and green vegetables like pumpkin leaf is also good for the children to eat. Other bone building things are exercises. That's why children need to be allowed to play a lot. They have to exercise a lot. Exercise builds bone density, and bone density helps to make the bone stronger. The more a child plays, the more they fall, the stronger they will become, the more resistant they will be to accidents that may break their bones. So we have to allow them to play a lot. Like I said, we'll be dealing more on playing in the subsequent chapters. Playing for 3 hours is what toddlers need. Every blessed day they have to have nothing less than 3 hours play. Supervised play, of course, they shouldn't be left alone to help them to build strong bones. We are going to be ending this video here. Like I always say, the purpose is to make sure the videos are not too long. Please use the comment section to ask questions and also to suggest topics that you would like me to treat. Until next time, thank you.